Hello. Good morning. I follow Patty Smith. She usually does her videos in the morning, in the nighttime, and I like to do them in the morning when I'm feeling like, wow, it's another day, and it is another day. So let's see, what can I share with you this morning? Well, it's gray. It's a gray day. I don't have much to say. I don't know. I just kind of like to say hello. I like to say hello to all of you who I adore and cherish out there. In some of you, so many of you, we've never really met in person, and I feel like I've known you forever. Um, yeah, there's some folks like, the great top hatted Michael. I mean, William. I'm thinking of Michael. There's so many Michaels in my life, but William is a stalwart writer backer, as is Elle, two of my favorite people. Let's see. Today is a full day. I have been listening to my old boyfriend, G.J. Westbrook, who has an incredible book. He's a phenomenal human being. I'll tell you about his book, but you have to give me a minute. And I got this phone. I got this new phone because we were wondering if China was going to like up it all, and with 125, no, let's not go there. But anyway, I got a new phone, but you open it like this, but not really, because it's kind of a left-handed phone and I'm not used to it. So I always have to I go like this. I know this is unimportant, but I always have to go like this. I remember my mom did this all the time too. So it's reminding me of my beautiful mom who's no longer here. But what I wanted to tell you about is Jay's book, which is on Audible, and also you can get it online or from your local bookstore, which is the best way. It's called Compassionate Journeys: Lessons from My Work with the Dying by G.J. Westbrook. Well, it's wonderful to listen to Jay. I'll give you a little.
Done. I grabbed a stethoscope, an admission packet, and a few other nursing type gadgets and headed to room 7. Lucky 7. Star opened the door, invited me in, and introduced me to her boyfriend, Jimbo.
Listen, this is so wonderful because he was my first love, Jay, when I was 16, and listening to him, we're in touch textually, and have been ever since text existed. And but listening to his voice is so reminiscent. And this book is absolutely not just a book for people that are co traveling with those who are dying, which is really an important book for those of us who are being with folks who are taking that final adventure. It's very helpful stories of his work, but also for the living, for us as human beings, just walking through life and meeting people, the wisdom that Jay has. And he's so beautiful. Let me show you this picture of him. It's with his love, the love of his life, and her name was Nancy. They called themselves Jancy. That's because of being in, when they both were young, they were very much into drugs and alcohol, and they did go to a 12 step. He's Christian, Jay, but he's Buddhist and Zen and studies with Pema Chodron. I mean, he's really multi. He's a huge human being. So I highly recommend this book, Compassionate Journeys, Lessons from My Work with the Dying. It's beautiful. And so proud of him. So I've been listening to that on because I love to listen these days to books, and I've been listening, doing Audible. I decided, okay, I'm just going to pay for it because I just love it. And I'll share with you some of the books I've been reading have been incredible. I read My Oxford Year, which is actually a pretty good story, but I would give it like 3.5, 4 stars. And I listened to The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride, which is gorgeous. And I have listened at least 100 times to Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake. And Merlin will be in Seattle on the 21st at Town Hall. And he's coming up with Heather, for he is a very close friend of Heather's. And she's going on tour with Cosmo, his brother, in July. They're all good friends. They met at camp, at the Power of Hope camp, which was up. There was one up in the Pacific Northwest, and then they're in Canada also. These camps. So they met when they were young. And one of my other favorites is Happening by, well, not Happening, but Annie Ernaux. Oh, because I lived for 5 years in France, I'm absolutely in love with Annie Ernaux, and she wrote The Years. Honest. I think that's one of my favorite books of all time. The Years, It's Extraordinary by Annie Ernaux. I'll let you hear a moment of that.
In the training course. Though I am unable to retrieve the girl's language, all the languages that make up her private discourse, which there is no point in trying to recall.
Okay. Uh, just anyway, that's not the one. Let me that was a different book by Annie Ernaux. I want you to know The Years. But let me move on anyway. Another one that I read that I absolutely love is called, well, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. That's extraordinary. Angela Davis, by Angela Davis, Between Me and the World by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Judi Dench, Alice in Wonderland, Pride and Prejudice, James, which just won the Pulitzer Prize. But I don't know why I don't see, oh, here's The Years.
Closed behind us in a pitiless succession of end-of-millennium reviews. Everything was listed, classified, and assessed, from works of art and literature to wars and ideologies, as if the 21st century could only be entered with our memories wiped clean. It was a solemn and accusatory time. We had everything to answer for. It hung darkly overhead.
It's the story of her life in France from the 1940s through 2000, I believe. And it brings up, I mean, literally almost everything that we have dealt with, from simple things like pixie bands in our hair and music, to political history, to scientific inventions, to our relationships with each other, to protest. I mean, it's just a gorgeous one, The Years. But another one I really, really love that I was listening to and that I have finished is by Niall Williams, and it's called, let me tell you. And why it's not in my library, I don't know, because the second one by Niall Williams is called Time of the Child, but you don't want to do that one until you have done This is Happiness. This is Happiness. It's absolutely extraordinary. I love it. I loved it. Okay, so those are the books. But more than so, Eric and I, let's see, we loved the movie. I thought you might be interested in this because I was thinking about it. Oh, one of the things Jay said in his book is that one of the most important things that we all feel and which makes us relax is when we have this feeling that of just two words, me too. When we say me too, we are like connecting with another person at such a deep level that can create so much calm. He also talks about how to go through getting criticized and how important it is, which also Pema Chodron talks about, how when we are being criticized and maybe even criticized unfairly or someone being angry on their own accord and attacking us verbally, we can go with them, and rather than fight them and create more of a conflict, just kind of like be able to say, well, you know what, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I mean, I do need to learn all of that myself because sometimes when I get countered, I'll just counter back. And that does not work especially well with family members, my daughters in particular, even Eric. But Eric and I don't have as much conflict as I have had with Heather and Jenny. That's not mother daughter stuff, you know. But we've worked out a lot of it, as I had with my mom before she died. We worked everything out. But she lived to 97, so I would say there's no time like now to work out your shit with people because you don't know if they're going to live to 97. So, anyway, this is a long hello, good morning. It's 8:45. My writing group is starting at 9. And then I have a full day of various things. And yeah, I just wanted to say hello and good morning to you. It's 12 minutes. That's enough. Okay. Mwah. Adios. Have a wonderful, what is today? Wednesday. No, yes, Thursday. Today is Thursday. Sometimes it gets weird not to be working the way that I used to be working. And I go, is it Saturday? It's like every day feels a little bit like Saturday, but I am working, so I'm doing my I'm doing my work. A lot of it has to do with just plain old cleaning the kitchen. Anyway, that's enough for today. Love you. Bye.